I filled it in. No time for that doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Diffuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We are back. Welcome to Unfazed. We are here with myself, JJ, and my boy AJ. We got a great show for y'all today. As y'all know, we got the NBA playoffs kicking off tomorrow. Some play-in teams are playing right now. I know AJ team is not no play-in. They chilling. My team, we not a play-in, but we chilling too, waiting for that lottery drive. You know what I mean? We chilling because we got our future. Our future is bright, man. But anyways, great series to talk about. A lot of the series to talk about. But listen, y'all, I don't know if y'all knew this, but y'all noticed this part. We didn't have a show last week. And it's a big reason why we didn't have a show last week, because my boy AJ just had a birthday. I wish we had a sound effect, happy birthday, but happy birthday, my boy. How you doing?
I appreciate that, man. Turned 31, man. Getting old out here, man. It seemed like as soon as I turned 31, man, woke up, back was hurting, knee was hurting. I'm like, dang, getting old out here, man. I got to stretch a little bit. Golly. Oh, man. But no, I feel good, man. I'm excited for this playoffs. I had a nice week off. Me and my wife took a little trip to Chicago, which was real fun and chill. You know, it was a good time. I got a week off work, which is always nice. My regular day job at the post office. So it's always nice to get some time off from them. But the playoffs is here, man. The playoffs is here. We've already seen a bunch of exciting play-in games, man. It's so much to get into, man. So I'm ready for this playoffs, man. I'm ready for it.
Okay, 31. Reggie Miller here. You know,
Reggie Miller
Klay
here.
Thompson in the Mavericks jersey here.
Yeah, well, hopefully not that type of year. Hopefully we're gonna stick with Reggie.
Oh yeah, well, I don't think he was on the Warriors. But yeah, Reggie Miller. All right, Reggie Miller. Shout out to Reggie. But yeah, like my boy AJ said, let's get right to it, man. We got some play-in games going on right now, but we going right into the playoffs. All right, y'all know what the winners are. Come on, man. The 8 seed going into 1 seed. Really? Let's talk about it. First series we're gonna talk about, AJ. The Pistons, man. Detroit Pistons coming from the worst team in my position, even worse than the position my team is right now. And a few years later, number 1 seed in the East, even with their best player being hurt towards the end of the season, held on to a number 1 seed, and they get to play the Orlando Magic, who is spanking the Charlotte Hornets right now as we speak. So, AJ, I'm going to ask you, in front of everybody, live on television, who do you got? Carl's Detroit Pistons or Vaughn/Tays Orlando Magic?
Man, no disrespect to the Orlando Magic, but I don't like what I've seen from them this year. I just don't like what I've seen from them as a basketball team. I feel like as a team, they have underperformed. I feel like they have underperformed their expectations from the fan base to expectations from the organization. I feel like Paolo, he kind of been hit or miss this season. That play-in game that we just witnessed a couple days ago, where I don't know what's going on. He hesitant to shoot the ball. Like I don't know what's going on with him. You know, now he looks better today against the Hornets. They hooping today against the Hornets, right, to get into the playoffs. But I think overall this is gonna be a tough matchup for them. The Pistons, they've been the best team in the Eastern Conference, record-wise at least, all season long. You know, wire to wire, they've been leading it. Cade Cunningham been dominating. I don't see them having an answer for him. I think defensively they're gonna suffocate the Magic. we're going to see how the Western Conference break down with the 1 and 8 seed. If it break down the way I'm hoping for and break down the way I see it breaking down, I feel like that's a much more compelling 1 to 8 seed this year. But as far as the East is concerned, like this should be. I don't think they're gonna sweep the Magic. I don't think it's gonna be as easy as that because we saw the Magic give the Celtics a run. You know, just last year, it got a little dicey on a game to game basis. Even though they got them up out of there, they made it close a lot of times. So I don't think it's gonna be super easy for the Pistons. But I just think the Pistons are ready to at least probably get to, spoiler alert, probably conference finals in the East. Maybe. You know what I mean? And I don't think the Magic are going to stop them. So I see them beating the Magic in probably 5 games.
Remind everybody that Celtics series, I was without Jason Tatum.
Fair.
All right, so.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So, like, but Orlando Magic. Oh. Listen, man. I'm sorry.
Listen, man.
In the words of Tomo, you're done, son. I'm sorry. The buck stops here. Detroit Pistons. No, Orlando Magic. We see what they do in the Charlotte Hornets. Orlando Magic is a physical basketball team. I'll give them that. They're very physical. They're a good defensive basketball team, even though they're not as good as last year defensively. But you know who also is physical, AJ? The Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
The Detroit Pistons is a physical basketball team. I think the collapsed lung by Cade Cunningham was a blessing in disguise. Because what happened was you had others step up. They proved to themselves that they can win and have advantages and with non-Cade minutes. You know, because the Detroit Pistons were very Cade centric, but then when he got hurt, they were still winning games. They took OKC to overtime. So I got this not being close. You know, it could either go 5 or a sweep. Orlando is one of the teams that you look at that, like, if they don't make something happen in the first round, they're going to blow. They're going to make some changes. In my opinion, I told Tay this when he came on the R2S show. I said, Tay, if y'all don't make the play, y'all don't make it past the play-in, y'all got to get rid of Franz Wagner because clearly Paolo and Franz Wagner's experience ain't working. To be honest, AJ, I think they need to go that route regardless. Like after the season, they just need to move on from Franz Wagner and be more Paolo centric. Get a head coach who's going to get the best out of Paolo Banchero, because the head coach they got right now is not doing that. Now Paolo got something to do with it. You said it yourself. That playing game we saw, and that's not just a playing game. That's just how Paolo be at times. Like he does not being the guy you think he wants to. Like he can be. But I heard Javon say this a lot, which is true. The Orlando Magic, what they need to do more is put Paolo in that mid-post Carmelo type style. Like, put him in that situation where the man, 6'10", and he can play like Melo. He could play in a closet type space, right? But they don't do that. They kind of treat him like LeBron. Like, they give him the ball and they try to have him make stuff happen. He'll be much better if you put him in his spots and he just go to work. So it's done for them. Detroit, I think this is going to be a series where they could just breeze through. I think it's going to be a couple of blowouts in the series, to be honest with you. There might be some close ones at home in Orlando, but yeah, I got Detroit winning this.
Yeah, I mean, you would think, like I said, looking at the team on paper going into this season, like, you got pieces there. Like, Magic fans was telling us that they was going to be 3 seed, Paolo was going to be MVP. Well, they were talking like that. It was real spicy. I was hearing Paolo. He better than Ant. He right there with Ant. He got more potential. I'm hearing a lot of stuff. I ain't said nothing because I ain't been as active in the chats, you know what I'm saying? But I was hearing a lot about Paolo for us to be breezing past him now yet another year in the postseason. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I just want to point that out. But I think they do have a bright future. They got some moves to make, but they just don't look hungry night in and night out. They just don't look like they bring it night in and night out. There are nights where they look like how they look tonight. And then there's other nights where it's like, it is what it is tonight. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the Pistons are a team that bring it every night. They gonna bring that same tenacity, that same attitude, that same fight to you every night. And I feel like the team that they don't have a bunch of superstar pieces, so they feel as though they have to play like that. They feel like they got to bring that type of intensity, that type of tenacity every night in order to get these wins. And so Like I said, I like the energy that the Pistons play with. I think they have better matchups for them later on in the playoffs. But the Magic ain't one of them. So yeah, like I said, give me the Pistons in 5.
Here's the thing, though. Before we move forward, look at the Pistons roster. Look at Orlando. It's the same. The difference is Paolo ain't taking that leap.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
Fair.
Took a leap, and the fellows followed. Paolo is not taking that leap. Like the balance attack, like they got talent. Look at Orlando roster. They got talent.
Yeah,
it's not like they are sorry. Like if you look at talent for talent with them in Detroit, it's not crazy. If you take out Cade and Paolo, it's not like you can make a case Orlando has more talent. But it's just that they like their head coach not getting the most out of their talent. That's what it is. They have dealt with injury too, but that's not an excuse, man. It's not an excuse.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Moving on to the second matchup in the Eastern Conference, we got the Cavaliers. So we got the Raptors because Raptors are away right now. Got the wait. We going 2-7. My bad. I gotta get it right. I got the bracket set up right here on the side. And I'm going in the order of the. So they got the 4-5 next. Then they got the 3-6. So I gotta let me get on board here. We got the long day at work, y'all. Long day at work. Got to excuse me. But we got the 2-7 matchup with the Celtics and the Sixers. Joe, I gotta ask you, man, how you feeling about this matchup right here?
AJ, we had this topic. The surprise. I think it was a surprise team, and like you went with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I went with the 76ers. I don't know if it was dangerous or most surprise team. It was one of them.
Yeah.
But this is the matchup I did not want them to get, man.
Yeah.
And it's all because of injuries, man. It's Embiid, an appendix injury out of nowhere, and now you out again. Like, come on. Paul George gets suspended, and I'm like, this is actually good for them. And I was watching the play-in game when they play Orlando, and the sideline reporter mentioned that she talked to Paul George. I forgot who it was. Shout out to her. She talked to Paul George, and she said that he was actually playing through injury. He was rehabbing, but he can play like early in the season, but he was still playing. So the suspension, and he said nobody wants to get suspended, but the suspension actually helped them. And that's what I'm saying. I said, PG's always hurt. Him being suspended, he will be healthy. At least I know he'll be healthy through the playoffs. That's all I care about. And PG looks good, AJ. He looks good. He looks confident. He looks like himself. Maxey is Maxey. I mean, they got a nice team. They just need a best player and who can be the best player any given night, AJ, if he's fully healthy. We see him against Jokic, and he dominates Jokic almost every time, and Jokic's arguably the best player in the league. So for him to have this injury and he's out for game one, it's crazy. I don't know how true this is, but Skip Bayless, he said he had a source that said that Embiid can actually play, but he chooses not to. Now, how true do I know about this? I don't know. The only time I heard Skip had a source, he was right. He knew that Tom Brady was retiring before he actually retired. So shout out to Skip for that one. But it's the second time I heard him say he had a source. So I'm gonna actually, it sounds kind of real, it's Embiid, So
right.
But I'm gonna go with Boston, man. I'm gonna go with Boston. Boston is just like there are like out of any team in the NBA, they're the most battle tested. I'm talking about including the Western Conference. They're the most battle-tested team in the NBA. You can throw in the Warriors. That's with Draymond and Steph. That's it. The rest of the team is not really battle-tested. But the Boston Celtics, they've been going through this Eastern Conference Finals back-to-back almost every single year. So this is the worst matchup they can get in the East. So I'm going to go with Boston winning this. And not easily. I think Philly can make a series. I think Embiid will play in the series. But I got Boston winning eventually.
This is why I said at the start of the season they need to move on from Embiid, bro. Like, I get it, and I think we went back and forth on this because it was like if there was ever a time to hold on to Embiid, this would be the time because the East is wide open. And I'm like, I feel you, but the problem is he is literally never available for an extended period of time when you need him most. He's never available. And right now, this is a time where you said it. If he's there, if he's available, bruh, he has the ability to shift this whole. He has the ability to shift the way we talk about the whole conference. If he's available and he's healthy, the way the Sixers been playing, the way Maxey been playing, the way PG been playing, the way Edgecombe been playing, like they got a squad. They got a squad that's built to compete for a championship right now. They got depth. They got everything they need. Coaching solid. Everything is solid. They just need him, and they literally never have him. So now you get a series in the a series against the Boston Celtics, who a team could very well go to the championship. Like you said, a team that is battle tested. You know, Tatum has come back from his injury and has kind of worked himself back now, right? Jaylen Brown been an MVP candidate all season long, in my opinion. Maybe not leading the charge, like I said at one point, but been in a conversation, you know, all season long. Like they're a team, obviously well coached. Joe Mazzulla been doing his thing all season long. You know, you got Peyton Pritchard stepping up big time in the absence of Jason Tatum. Obviously, you got White as well. Like you got so many different pieces now over there that are healthy and that are ready to go and ready to prove that they are yet again ready for this moment to get back to the finals. And again, you're going up against the Sixers team that I think they're ready. Just Embiid ain't healthy. So, yeah, I got the Sixers or the Celtics. I agree with you. I think the Sixers can make it a series. I can see the Sixers. I ain't gonna lie. The way Maxey playing, the way PG be playing, I can see the Sixers getting 2 games. I'm not gonna lie. I can see the Sixers pushing them, getting 2 games. So I would say Celtics in 6 at the most. But if I had to put my money on something, I'd probably say Celtics in 5.
I would say this: if Embiid don't play at all, I don't see it going 6.
This what I'm gonna say. This what I'm gonna say. If you tell me Embiid can play in Philly, I think it's for sure going 6, probably 7. If you tell me he can play game 3 and going forward, then I think this going 6, 7, and I think it might become a bit of a toss-up, just kind of depending. It might become a bit of a toss-up, just kind of depending. But if he can't come back until, let's just say, game 4 or something like that, then it's not looking good. But if he can come back when the series shifts to Philly, and Philly can sneak one, because they're capable of sneaking one.
Yeah, they can.
Then it could get real interesting, but it really depends on that. It just depends on if he's gonna come back or not. If he don't come back at all, yeah, it's a wrap. So, but yeah, I mean, it all depends on him, because they got no answer for Embiid.
They don't.
They got no answer for Embiid.
They have nobody over there. I do want to say this though: the Boston Celtics are more dangerous than ever. Well, that team they won a championship was crazy, but
yeah,
this is what I mean by dangerous. Jaylen Brown is meant to be the head guy because of his attitude, his I'm coming at you, and Tatum can play free, and that's what he's been doing. It's no pressure on Tatum going into this playoffs. Every playoff they came to, he had some type of pressure, and if he didn't play good, he got killed. He got beat over the head. Now Jaylen Brown is going to absorb that because he's going to take the most shots now. And Tatum could just, what do y'all need? Right. And then if y'all need 35, I got you. Y'all need 15 rebounds, I got you. You need 10 assists. He's literally, J-Mo actually said this to me the other day, Tatum is actually their point guard if you watch them. Yeah. And that's true, though. You watch Tatum actually runs the show. And he's been their best rebounder. So Tatum is actually, and he's an elite defender, but we don't talk about it because he never vocally comes out and say that like Brown does. But he is an elite defender too. So this is a dangerous Celtics team that I feel like this whole season we've been seeing them as Super Saiyan, and they could become Super Saiyan 3 in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah. That's why I said like Tatum come back and he come back healthy. They should be. Remember, I was saying they should be the favorites in the East. Like they looking like they could be that. And speaking of Tatum, before we quickly move on. He could do all those things offensively, but like you said, you brought up the defensive side of the ball. Some nights I might just need you to just take Maxey. Just focus on guarding Maxey. Focus on guarding PG. Focus on guarding Edgecombe. He hot right now. Just that's what you focus on. Let the other guys take care of the offense. Like he can really be their Swiss Army knife right now. And that is dangerous. Super dangerous. So yeah, it's looking ugly. It's looking ugly. It's gonna take a lot to get them boys out of there for sure. But we know the Sixers, unless Embiid is around, Sixers ain't gonna be it for sure. Even if Embiid is there, it's gonna be tough. But if he ain't, for sure, It ain't looking too good. It ain't looking too good.
What's looking good is this next series. This is probably the most intriguing series in the Eastern Conference right now. And that's the New York Knicks against the red hot Atlanta Hawks. A lot of people saying that this is a team the Knicks didn't want to pick out the draw. You know, this is the one team they didn't want to get in the first round. So, AJ, I'm going to ask you. I believe you picked the New York Knicks to win the East before the season started, right? And it's still alive.
Yes,
it's still alive. All right, another team that have a lot on the line too this year. Who you got winning? Is it your Knicks or the red hot Atlanta Hawks?
Joe, I'm not trying to hear nothing about the Atlanta Hawks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not trying to hear nothing about the Atlanta Hawks. Karl Anthony Towns, where you at? Josh Hart, where you at? Brunson, where you at? Like, I get it. They didn't got hot. They didn't got into the postseason. They didn't made it to the 6th seed. They kind of a bit of a surprise team right now in the conference, right? Like, they look good. They look good without Trey. Like, it's just it's a completely different dynamic over there. We understand that. Shout out to them. We appreciate the progression. But the New York Knicks should be a team that's competing to come out of the East at the end of the day. The New York Knicks are a top 3 seed in the West and are a top 3 overall in the East. And an overall top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. And as good as the Hawks are, don't tell me y'all out here struggling with these Hawks. Don't tell me I'm looking at Game 6, you know, in Atlanta, Game 7 in New York. Don't tell me I'm looking at that. These dudes, I feel like at this point in time, they are ready to take a step. Now, finals, I don't know. But I think at this point, the season has been up and down. Their toughest matchup has been the Pistons throughout this season overall, right? But outside of the Pistons, this is a team that has shown you they could compete with anybody. They could lose to anybody too, but they can compete with anybody and beat anybody on any given night. This team is better on paper. I think this team is better on the court as well come postseason time. It's an interesting matchup at some key positions. But, bruh, too much firepower, too much defense. If they come out there and play New York Knicks basketball all series long, they should win this series in 5 games. They should win it. It is a disappointment, in my opinion, if they win this game and win this series anything more than 5. They should win this series in 5 games. Give me the Knicks. And after they get rid of them, man, we're going to have to have some conversations about these Knicks again. Because I ain't ready to jump off the bandwagon, Joe. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Not yet. I know it'll probably be I think the Celtics in the next round. You know, when it line up, we have to have that conversation. You know, we got to have that conversation. But this shouldn't be an issue. And if I'm the Knicks, I'm hoping to get rid of the Hawks. And I'm hoping that Embiid comes back and make it tough on the Celtics. Hopefully you get out of your series before the Celtics get out of theirs, so you get the Celtics a little tired and you have a little bit of an advantage there. But no disrespect to the Hawks. Knicks, don't play with your food. Don't play with your food. Because if you can't beat the Knicks, you got nothing for the Pistons. You got nothing for the Celtics. You got nothing for no other contender for in the East. Nothing for like you just don't. At least the other 2 teams, the top 2 teams, you got nothing for them 2 teams if you can't handle the Hawks. So yeah, give me the Knicks, man. Give me the Knicks.
I don't know, AJ. Jalen Johnson.
Knicks in 5.
Okay, Knicks in 5. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, man. Jalen Johnson balling. You know he averaged a triple-double against the Knicks. You know, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, man balling. I know you missed him in Minnesota. You know, on your B team. But he a dog. He got hot in the season. He balling. CJ McCollum, I say closer, veteran guy, balling. You know, off the bench. Kuminga, you know, firecracker. Listen, man. Ain't nothing good at like fine wine. Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. I'm sorry. Knicks in 5. Yes. I'm with you, AJ. I said this on the R2L show. The Hawks, they're going to win the first round series. No, they can't. They're not winning this year. Who they got over there with any type of experience, bro? CJ McCollum, what experience he got, bro? Again, bouncing the first round all the time without Dame? Come on, man. Look. Don't get me wrong. They are a good story. Great story. They got high at the end of the season, just like the Hornets. And look at the Hornets right now. But they're not the Hornets, though. I'm not going to put them on the Hornets level. But the Knicks are in a contender. The Hawks are a good story. Great season. Congratulations. You're going to need this series, Hawks, to get to the next level next year. So I'm happy they got here and all that good stuff. But I got the Knicks winning this, man, in 5 games. I'm going to say 5 games. Yeah, and maybe it might be a sweep. And the only reason I'm saying 5 because the Hawks, they might go home, ATL, they might get a little excited. New York Knicks, they might start partying a little bit, going to certain places over there in Atlanta. You know how I get over there. Mm-hmm. And they might, might not come prepared one night. See, some people might look at the Knicks last year against Detroit and try to compare it to Atlanta. See, here's the difference between last year Knicks against Detroit against this year's. Jalen Brunson is going to be the best player on the court.
Yes.
Detroit was different because you had K. K, we like you saw like K is he just young, but Jalen Johnson ain't there yet. Jalen Johnson is not at that point yet where I could look at a series and say he was the best player in the whole daggone series. So give me the New York Knicks in a do or die series because if they lose this series, get rid of Karl Anthony Towns, get rid of Mike Brown, get rid of everybody except for Brunson if you have to. For real.
And go get Giannis.
Do what you gotta do. You gotta break like you said, they go 7 games against these dudes. You go 7 games against these guys and losing 7 against Boston, blow it up. Because you won 7 games against the Hawks. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say the Knicks easily win this series.
Fair. We agree on there. Let's see if we agree on this next one. This one should get interesting. We got the Toronto Raptors playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. I've said what I've said about Harden. I've said what I've said about the Cavs. But the Raptors are an interesting team too. So I got to ask you, Joe, how you feeling about this series right here, man? You got the Cavs. You got the Raptors. Which way you leaning?
Just to refresh our memory. I mean, I don't know how long my hold is, but I ain't ready to jump on the bandwagon like my boy AJ said. I picked the Cavs preseason.
Fair.
Fair. But I don't want to disrespect this team, but I'm not high on the Toronto Raptors when you got Brandon Ingram as one of your best players. So, don't disrespect the Brandon Ingram. I remember in the trade deadline when they were talking about the Giannis trade, and the owners and the GM said that Brandon Ingram was untradeable. I was like, what? Brandon Ingram is untradeable for Giannis? Are you tripping? You have teams who have good teams in the core. You look at the core, you're like, that core is not going to win a championship. And this is one of those teams around the Raptors. The core they currently have, I cannot foresee a contender in that roster. I like Scotty Barnes, a Swiss Army knife type guy, can get you everything. He's a great defender, can rebound the ball, he can pass, he can score if need be. You got Brandon Ingram, you got RJ Barrett, you got guys, but the Cavaliers, man, battle tested. Donovan Mitchell, going into I think his last year of his contract next year, so a lot of pressures on Donovan Mitchell. He's the only superstar in people's eyes that haven't really got to the conference finals. So there's a lot of pressure on Donovan Mitchell to get to the next level. You traded for James Harden in mid-season. More pressure added right there. But the matchups, I mean, Toronto, they got size, but so does Cleveland. They got the Twin Towers out there, and with James Harden being there, it's good because easy buckets comes with that. But then we all know about James Harden. But all I know was against the Raptors with Philly, James Harden did his thing. You know what I mean? And put the Raptors out in 5 games. I know it's a different Raptors team. So give me the Cavs. Am I going to say they're going to wipe the Toronto Raptors? No, because it's hard to win in Toronto. I will say that. But I don't think it's going to be a series like a nail-biter series at all. I think the Cavs will kind of get through this in a good way with no scratches for real.
I can see these games being competitive, but the Cavs pulling away with a lot of these games. I can see the Cavs winning this series in 5 games, but like 3 or 4 of them are actually really, really competitive down the stretch. I can see that. Donovan Mitchell can't lose in the first round against this team.
No.
He just can't. And as much as I say about James Harden, and I have my opinions on James Harden, I'm not really worried about him in this series. Not against the Raptors. Now, what I will say, though, is skill wise, I like Brandon Ingram. Like I like what he brings to the table. Brandon Ingram hasn't jumped to that KD like level that some thought he would get to. That just hasn't happened. He hasn't gotten to that level. But he does show flashes here and there. And I like Scotty Barnes a lot too. I think Scotty Barnes has potential to be a championship caliber player. Maybe not a number one option. Maybe a number two option. But a really good piece for a championship team. So I do think they got some pieces that can like make it interesting. You stick out RJ Barrett over there, who would be a pivotal piece here and there, hit some big shots, get some key steals and things of that nature. They could play scrappy and make things interesting if the Cavs want to get cute out there. If the Cavs feel like you just going to get out there and just walk over the Raptors, because the Raptors aren't a very good basketball team. But overall, if the Cavs lock in this emphasis on this series, I do trust Harden in this round one matchup. I really trust Donovan Mitchell, and I think Evan Mobley has his way with these guys. I think he's the X factor for the Cavs in this first round matchup against the Raptors, because I don't think they really have a true answer for him on either side of the ball. I think he's going to give guys like Scotty Barnes a hard time. I think he's going to give B.I. a hard time from time to time when they match up. And so I think that's going to be big. I think that's going to be pivotal. And I got them walking away with this series in 5.
Yeah, see, Brandon Ingram, when he was with the Pelicans and they played in the playoffs versus Phoenix, he played good, right? And then when they played against OKC in the first round, AJ, I was so disappointed in him. I mean, Lou Dort made him look so weak. He was like, I couldn't even recognize. Like, they got swept, and CJ McCollum was the only one that showed up in that whole series. And ever since then, man, I haven't really been like a Brandon Ingram advocate, because I feel like if you're going to, like Scotty Barnes, I can't see him being like a second best player, but I can see him being like a Draymond type third player. You know, am I saying Draymond role? But Draymond was like the third piece on that championship team. I can see Scotty Barnes because he's a really great defender for real. He got size. He's smart. Like he can do a little bit of everything, kind of like Draymond, but he's more skilled than Draymond.
Yeah.
You know, but they need that guy. And Brandon Ingram is not that. Can he be the number 2? Would he be the number 2 though? You know, like you know, it's like RJ Barrett, like one thing I don't like about him, he's not a consistent 3-point shooter. And in 2026, you got to be able to shoot the ball. So that's why I don't really like this core. Like, I think they need to move on for certain guys like RJ Barrett. They need a bona fide number 1. And I think where they are right now, playing at the 5th and 4th and 6th seed, how are you going to get that guy? You know, like, unless you trade for him. But you talking about Brandon Ingram untradeable. It's like, what are you talking about?
And it's hard to get a guy to want to be in Toronto and stay. Like, it's hard to get a guy that want to come out there and stay and play for the Raptors. We seen Kawhi come out there and play 1 year, get you a championship, and all right, it's time to go. So that's kind of the situation that they're in, and they're going up against a bona fide one in Donovan Mitchell. So that can take off. Right, he said, I got y'all. I accomplished the goal. I'm gone. That's it. That's all I got for y'all. I'm sorry. I'm up out of here.
Like, bro, in the last 15 games, RJ Barrett shooting 31% from the 3, bro. Like,
yeah, that ain't
cut it, man. You know, like, come on, man. Like, they, you know, I just don't like their core. So the Cavs got they have a team, and they're a battle tested in a player. They got a number 1 bona fide star. They got the better head coach, in my opinion. You know, so give me the Cleveland Cavaliers. But let's go to the West, man. You know, we could go right to the 2-7 for right now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because you know we don't know what's going on, but your boy. Hey, it's his first rodeo, man. Victor Wembanyama in the San Antonio Spurs going against Denny. Oh, I know you saw Denny against against the Phoenix Suns. Oh my goodness, this man went to work for that game winner. Shout out to him. But the Portland Trailblazers are back in the playoffs, and I saw something about the owner. He's not giving out playoff T-shirts in home game. He only giving out towels. I'm like, why? What the heck? Everybody supposed to wear the same color shirt, you know? Like, what's wrong with you? Anyways, it's hard to win in Portland. Also, I want to put that out there. But the Portland Trail Blazers are playing the San Antonio Spurs, both 2 kind of young teams, you can say, right? Two teams that are young. You got Tiago Splitter taking over Chauncey Billups as a head coach. Every time I see him on the sideline, I think about Stephen A. Smith. All right. And Skip Bayless. But AJ, who do you have winning? I mean, or should I say, in how many games? San Antonio Spurs or the Portland Trailblazers?
Bruh, get the brooms out. Get the brooms out, bruh. Dude, the Spurs are the perfect matchup for this team, bruh. The perfect matchup, bruh. You put Castle on how you say his name again? Denny. Put Castle on Denny. And the thing I like Denny. He surprised me this year. I think he surprised a lot of people. I didn't know who he was halfway through the season. Then people start talking about it. I start having to really pay him attention. He been flashing and balling all season long. He been their offensive leader all season long. One thing I like about him, he's a smart young player. Like, he saw that the Suns really didn't have no paint presence. So he attacked the paint all game. He lived in the paint against Phoenix and did his thing. And then he could shoot the ball from the outside as well. He got a good overall game. Not the greatest defensively, but he got a good overall game, and you love to see it. Outside of that, and yeah, you could throw like what Drew Holiday in the mix, right? Drew Holiday championship experience. Outside of that, that's all they got over there, in my opinion. That's it. They live and die by Denny, in my opinion. You know, maybe I would feel differently if Dame was back in the mix and Dame was looking like old Dame. But they going up against a team in this Spurs. I almost want to say these boys going to the finals, bro. I almost want to say it. Man, honestly, I think this first round is going to tell me a lot when it comes to the Spurs. Are they going to be ready for the moment? Because again, the Blazers, shout out to them. They made the playoffs. They deserve to be in the playoffs. They earned their keep, right? But the Spurs are clearly on another level, and the Spurs should sweep them. Like, yeah, you Sheldon Sharp, Jeremy Grant, get out of here with these guys. Like, respectfully, get out of here with these guys. The Spurs, the way they've been playing this year, should sweep these guys. And if they do, they come out there with that type of energy, that type of tenacity, led by Wemby. And you got De'Aaron Fox. Then you got Castle. I think he could get ugly very quick, not only for the Blazers, but for the Western Conference. You can't live in the paint against the Spurs. You can't take advantage of the Spurs the same way you did the Suns. You got to live on the outside and shoot the ball from the arc in order to beat this team. And even then, they got elite perimeter defenders, and they get out in transition. And I predict that Wemby's going to play more minutes in this series or in the playoffs in general. So the plus minus is going to be crazy. So as long as the Spurs are healthy, as long as Wemby is out there, I don't give the Blazers a puncher's chance in this. I don't give them a puncher's chance, bro. Listen, Denny, he cool, but he bright future for him. He nice though. I do like him, and I almost want to give him a game just off of I can see him exploding for a night, but I think Wemby is gonna be so dominant, bro. Like and especially in this series, get them out of here and get ready for whoever is next. I think it will be who's that I think that 3 seed.
Nuggets on Minnesota.
Get them out of there. Get ready for that. All I'm gonna say is get them out of there. Get ready for that next matchup because you're gonna need that rest for that next matchup, whichever team it is. We're gonna get to that in a second. Whichever team it is, you wanna get there. You know what I mean? So I think they sweep them boys, get them up out of there.
It's crazy. We should have did it in Minnesota. I want to hear you go first on Minnesota and the Lakers.
I will.
You said I will.
Yeah, for sure. I've been waiting to get to this West. I ain't gonna lie. I've been waiting to get to this West. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am not gonna lie to you.
What I really want to see from the Spurs, now, the Spurs gonna win. All right. What I want to see is that first away game in Portland, how they handle the crowd, because it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a playoff atmosphere. And anybody can get hot from three. And I can see that from Portland getting hot from three that one game. But how would the Spurs respond to that? And if they respond to that and they beat them, it's going to be like, okay, these dudes are ready. You know, and because I don't worry about Victor Wembanyama. I do not worry about him at all. What I worry about is like the Stephon Castles, the the youngins. I don't worry about Victor at all because I feel like once he see the quiz, he might fail it that first time, but the next time he see it, he gonna pass it. And that's the beauty of the NBA. You play a 7-game series. I said this last year. I said the Spurs make the playoffs. It's gonna be so hard to beat them in the 7-game series because of Wemby. Like, how are you gonna game plan around him on the 7-game series? Like, once he figure you out, you know how hard it's gonna be to score on the Spurs. Like, so I want to see him in that 3rd game, but give me the Spurs easily. Portland might get a game because you just never know. Like I said, it's NBA. You can get hot from 3, but like you said, they should sweep them. Would I be mad they don't sweep them? No, because it depends on how it happened. But give me the Spurs easily. It's gonna be the easiest series probably in the whole playoffs.
It better be. And if it is, because there are some other series that you could argue should be the easiest. If this is the easiest series in the first round, look out, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Look out. If they show they got that dog in them early, if they show they already ready for the moment, oh man, it might be.
Cause think about it, like the superstar the Spurs have versus the star that Portland have. That's the most lopsided thing in the whole playoffs, bro. Like if the Warriors make it to the playoffs, you got SGA and Steph. That's not a big lopside. You got Paolo and Cade. That's not a huge lopside.
It's not as big, yeah.
But you look at Victor and Denny, it's like, yeah, they're not in the same conversation.
Facts.
And then look at the others, it's not in the same conversation. So that's why I think it should be the easiest series. But, you say you want to go first, we're going to do it. We got the Denver Nuggets going against the Minnesota Timberwolves in a rematch. First matchup, the Nuggets won. The second matchup, the Timberwolves won in 7. And now we meet again at 3-6. AJ, you've been a big advocate of the Minnesota Timberwolves. This was your scariest team in the NBA. You used to do content for the Timberwolves every single week for Wolves Take. Shout out to you. So you know a lot about this team. So if it's anybody y'all want to hear about the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets, this is the time to open up your ear. So AJ, who do you have winning while the Timberwolves being the 6th seed and the Nuggets having maybe the MVP in some people's eyes? Nuggets or Timberwolves?
So to me, this may be the most interesting series in the entire first round of every matchup that there is, East and West. And I say the Timberwolves keep dancing and remain dangerous, bruh. I say they keep dancing and remain dangerous. I think the T-Wolves win this series in 7 games, bruh. I think the only thing that gives me trepidation in this series when it comes, well, there's a few things, obviously, but the biggest thing is when you go back and you really look at, put a microscope to that series against the Nuggets a few years ago. Karl-Anthony Towns was such a big factor in that series. He was a big factor in that series, not only because of his offense, but his defense on Jokic. But the thing I loved about it, though, was Finch kind of figured them out. And it's the same thing I've been saying for the longest. Just let Jokic be Jokic. Let Jokic be Jokic. Jokic can go out there and get 40 and 10. Long as he don't have as long as that 10 ain't 10 assists, you are in the ball game and you have a chance to win it in the end. So they threw Cat at him, and Cat, surprisingly, it's not talked about enough how well he did defensively on Jokic. He didn't shut him down, but he had moments where he made pivotal stops and he slowed him down from time to time. He just used his athleticism, stayed in front of him, avoided foul trouble from time to time, and kind of made things tough. Rudy was getting chewed up, but even when Rudy was on him, you just let him go to work on Rudy, let him do his thing. Rudy, every blue moon, is going to make a stop, and when he makes a stop, get out in transition. What I like about the matchup, too, in the case of the Timberwolves, now, again, they don't have Cat anymore. Now they got Julius Randle, so you might have to throw Julius Randle from time to time on Jokic, and it's going to be barbecue chicken. It is what it is. It is what it is. But the thing I like about Julius is a lot more physical than Cat. So while Cat can space it out, hit shots from the outside and bring Jokic out, that kind of took the weight off of him a little bit defensively because he didn't have to worry about a big body banging against him all game long. With Julius Randle, he running at you all game long. He throwing his body up against you all game long. He's physical, so that takes kind of the wind out of Jokic a little bit throughout the longevity of the series, however many games it goes. So it's a different type of matchup for him. He's gonna be physical on offense and physical on defense. So he's a lot to deal with. When you look at the matchup against Jamal Murray, it hurts that you don't have to kill Alexander Walker anymore, but you do have Bones Hollins, who can be very scrappy defensively. You still have Ant. And we know what Ant can be defensively. And most importantly, they got KD. We got Jaden McDaniels. They got Jaden McDaniels. And the combination of Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels on Jamal Murray has given Jamal fits. Now, there are times where he had his way with those guys because Jamal is a high-level playoff performer. We know what Jamal can do. But there are times, too, where they suffocate Jamal. And if you can suffocate Jamal and put that extra pressure on Jokic, that's their 1-2 punch right there. They don't have offensive depth the way that the Wolves have offensive depth. Because Ant can have an off night, and Randall will have an off night, but Dante might go off. Nas Reed might go off. Jaden might go for 30. They got a lot of different guys that could kill you in these games, right? Obviously, you depend on Anthony Edwards, but it's weird. They don't really have you would think it's Julius Randle, but they don't really have a true number 2 over there. It's a lot of guys that fill in as the number 2 over there with Minnesota. So you don't really know who's going to have a day that day. And so that's the thing I like about the Timberwolves, their unpredictability, all the different matchups they can throw at Jokic and at Jamal Murray. I like the way they are. I like the way they are coached. I just think in this series, you got a lot of different things going in your favor, and they confident. This is a confident basketball team. This is a team, yes, they haven't won a championship. This is a team that's been to the Western Conference Finals back-to-back years, and this is a team that knows they can beat the Nuggets. And that confidence is key. They going into this series like, man, we know we can beat y'all. And it's different than before when they didn't know and they got them first 2 games and it's like our confidence is brewing, but then they got ahead of themselves and Denver kind of made that run and got back in the series. No, it's like we beat y'all before. We went up 2, lost the next 3, won game 6, came to game 7, was down 20 plus in game 7 in Denver, came back and beat y'all. So if there's any team that's going to be confident that they can take out the Denver Nuggets, it's going to be this Timberwolves team. So I just think that they can beat you in a lot of different ways. And if Anthony Edwards continues to ascend as a playoff performer, I think they get the Nuggets up out of there. I think they get the Nuggets up out of there. Give me the Timberwolves in a close 7-game series. Anthony Edwards, and I'm going to say Nas Reed hits big shots down the stretch in game 7.
I was so close to picking the Timberwolves. But I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets.
Couldn't go against Jokic.
No, it's not that. It's a reason why. Because if I go back to that last time they beat them, I feel like Denver is better than they were then, and Minnesota gotten worse. So, like, if you remember, Jamal Murray was dealing with injury that series. All right? So, Jamal Murray was handicapped. Yes, they did a good job on him, especially Anthony Edwards. But Jamal Murray came into that series injured. Right now, Jamal Murray is healthy and playing the best basketball he's played in his whole career. Became an all-star his first time in his career. And he went on a stretch when he was dropping like 40, 30, 40, 30, 40. So, he's playing his best. They added shooting. Cam Johnson has been a big plus for them. In these big games they've been playing against these good teams, Cam Johnson hit a lot of big shots towards the end of the game. When Jokic needed a escape route, Cam Johnson comes in with a 3. I mean, he's shooting 40+% from 3 this year. He's been a huge addition for them this season. And then don't forget about Aaron Gordon, another veteran piece who can have a night, who is like that Swiss Army knife, can do everything. He constantly roams around the court. He's a smart IQ guy. He can help you on the defensive side of the ball. So, but it can go 7. It can go 6. But I'm going to go with the Nuggets. And I was this close to going with them because of what you said. Minnesota feels like they can beat this team. Like they asked Anthony Edwards about the matchup. He said, they said that they know. He didn't say the Timberwolves. He said that I am a rival to the Nuggets. He said something like that. He didn't say Timberwolves. He said I am a rival to the Nuggets, and he gonna bring it. I look at the OKC series. He brought it. I know they lost in 5, and they got blown out like a couple of times. But it was a couple of games in there that like I was scratching I was biting my nails. Oh, it's not. They about to, So Minnesota, it's hard to win in Minnesota also. So, but I'm going to pick Denver to win this either 6 or 7.
I think it's gonna be close. I definitely think it's one of those series that can go either way. I'm not mad at anybody that picks the Nuggets. I just like that Timberwolves defense in the postseason. They take it to another level.
They do,
and it takes a special team with great perimeter players to take them out. That's what it takes. Like it takes those guys on the perimeter. It takes the SGAs and the Jalen Williams, and then defensively the Lou Dorts and the Alex Carusos, right? To take them guys out. It takes the Kyries and the Luka Doncic like players to take them. Like that's what it takes a lot of times to take them out. Otherwise, if you don't have multiple guys on the perimeter that can score at a high level, defend at a high level, it get tricky because, like I said, Ant and Jaden can defend at the highest level come postseason. And I feel like once they talk about Wemby. Once the Wolves defensively figure you out, they make it extremely hard to score. And so they go into the series already knowing Jokic is going to be Jokic. We're not afraid of Jokic scoring the ball. We know Jokic can go for 50 on us. And we can it's not gonna be demoralizing for them if Jokic is going off. Like sometimes Jokic is going off and teams like, dang, bro, it's nothing you could do, right? They just do it to the Lakers all the time. Jokic go off and it's just like, bro, what can we do? And then Jamal get to hitting that thing, and it's like, but the Wolves again, they've been through the fire with this team, and they know, like, look, we didn't see this team. We know what they could do. We know how they play against us. We've been down to this team, came all the way up. We've been up in this series, then went down, came back. So there's not a game or any point in the series where they feel like they'll be out of this series or completely demoralized. They'll always feel like as long as they're healthy, they can win. And one X factor that nobody is really going to talk about because he's just a random player that nobody talks about, Slow-Mo's back over there in Minnesota. And like I said, random player, a lot of people don't talk about him, but he is like a key piece for them come postseason time because he slows the game down, the definition of his name.
Smart.
He gets everybody in their spots. He's smart. He got some experience. He kind of takes the pressure off your ball handlers. He takes the pressure off Dante. He takes pressure off Conley from time to time. He takes pressure off, most notably, Anthony Edwards. And get to your spot on the floor. I'll make sure you get the ball. And then occasionally he might give you a quick 8, 10 to 15 points. So I think the Wolves' depth is going to get to. I think the Wolves' depth, confidence, and that boy Ant-Man, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah,
and that's why they are who they are because of him. The attitude he brings to the game.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the Suns are up 25-13.
The Suns up 25-13. Okay, 12.
Yeah, it's there early. Yeah, it was 25-11, but they just scored.
Okay.
So yeah, but.
Okay.
Well, you gotta go first in this one too.
Of course.
I ain't got no horses in this race, you know what I mean? But
right. I'm excited for this West. If y'all can't tell, I'm excited. The East is like, all right, this who I got. This who I got. Get to talk about the Wolves. All right, let's get into the weeds with this now. Let's really break this down now. Like it's a little different when we talk about this West, man. Get a little different.
This one right here, I want to know your thoughts on this one. You got the Los Angeles Lakers who captured that 4 seed, and they host the Houston Rockets in the first game of the series. They say KD is questionable in game 1, by the way, but I think he's gonna play. I'm not sure what the injury was.
I'm about to say what's the injury, but he gonna play.
Sure. I can find out by the time you're done with your first quick. But yeah. So you got this matchup. Obviously, no Luka Doncic, no Austin Reeves. And the Rockets are healthy for the most part outside of the injuries they had early in the season. So, AJ, who do you have winning this LeBron versus KD battle? Is it the Los Angeles Lakers or the Houston Rockets?
I've been trying to go into this as unbiased as possible because as much as the odds are stacked against the Lakers, I still feel like they have a puncher's chance so long as they can prolong the series and get at least one of the guys back, preferably Luka. The issue with that though is like when you get Luka back or you get AR back, you need them like to be themselves. You don't need them to come back looking like gimpy or not able to go 100%. You going from rehab straight to the playoffs. And so that's where it gets tricky. The Rockets, the thing about the Rockets that I respect, especially in this matchup, is defensively they got some guys that can match up. And I think with LeBron being 41, now being our number one option, having to rely on guys like Luke Kennard, Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton, Rui Hachimura, like I think it's a tall task. But I'm going with the Lakers in 7 games. Yes, I said it. I'm going with my LA Lakers in 7 games. We gonna figure it out. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. The Rockets have serious issues. We're gonna get to the Lakers. I already kind of talked about the Lakers issues, but the Rockets have serious issues, and I'll tell you what those issues are. They are big issues that rear their ugly heads in the postseason. If you can't close games, trust me as a Laker fan, I know. If you can't close games, meaning you aren't clutch, if you don't have a facilitator that can help get guys to their spots and not turn the ball over, and third, and arguably most importantly, if you are not a confident basketball team, you can run into some issues. Those are 3 things that the 3 issues that the Rockets have right now. They turn the ball over at a high rate because you trap KD and it's like nobody else can figure out what to do with the basketball. They are not clutch. They can't. If the game is close, you're almost guaranteed to win against this team because they can't hit shots down the stretch. And the moment things go awry with the Rockets, even though they are hot right now, and I give them credit for that, the moment things go a little south with the Rockets and they get a little bumpy, they cave. They start playing one-on-one basketball. They start not believing in themselves, not believing in each other. They start trying to, I'm going to win it. No, you going to win it. No, that's how they play. I think in the case of the Lakers, and I know I know somebody, Carl, the one, AJ just can't be unbiased. I really believe in this series. Obviously, you cannot win this series in 7 games without AR or Luka coming back. Full disclosure. One of them have to come back. If they don't come back, Lakers don't win this series. I will say that. But what I will say is this. You do have home court advantage. You do have home court advantage. You do have the most cerebral player currently in the game, LeBron James, right? You do have a coach right now that has shaken it up this season. He has made adjustments. He has made things happen to make the Lakers a better basketball team. And oddly enough, I personally believe Luka's not there, AR's not there. But that could potentially make you better defensively. Potentially. Because now Marcus Smart is getting more minutes out there. Rui, who can be scrappy defensively, is getting more minutes out there. Jackson Hayes, I think, sees the court a little bit more. He can block shots at the rim. I think you become a slightly better defensive team. Now, we're going to need a different level of LeBron for at least 2 games. If you give me 1 game in LA and you give me 1 game in Houston where LeBron just turns the clock back and we can snatch those 2 games, win game 1, win game 4. I think we are in a position then, because I believe one of the 2 is going to come back by game 6 if we get it to game 6. And I think at that point we take off and we win this series. Again, I know it sounds crazy, but I think if we could just if LeBron can be solid, we make these games close, the Rockets are going to struggle to close. They're going to not have confidence in themselves. It's one of those series, right, where they are expecting to go in there and wipe the floor with the Lakers. But they are the type of team that mentally cannot get over the fact that if we don't wipe the floor with them, it's going to get into their head. If these games are close down the stretch and it's like, dang, Luka not out here and AR not out here, we struggling with these guys, it's going to mess with them. And KD is not the type of leader that's going to get them on the right page. He's not the type of guy that's going to galvanize the troops and say, hey, guys, we got this. Hey, guys, don't worry about it. Just do this. No, he's the type of guy that's like, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Y'all follow my lead or y'all don't. It is what it is. And KD, and it's not talked about enough, KD been hit or miss these last times we've seen him in the playoffs. Real hit or miss. You trap him, you get physical with KD, you throw multiple bodies at KD. It can get dicey for KD as well. So, listen. Luka or AR come back, I got the Lakers winning in 7. If neither one of them guys come back, I got the Lakers going down in 5 or 6 games.
All right, so the Lakers already said they're not expecting Luka or Austin Reeves to be here in this series.
Oh, you had to shoot me. You had to shoot me down. You had to shoot me down like that, Joe. Dang. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Are you staying with your pick?
Oh my gosh. If they don't come back, nah, bro. Give me the Rockets in like 5, bro. Give me the Rockets in 5, bro. Oh my gosh.
Your argument was so compelling, though.
Cause it's hard for me, Joe. Before I give it to you, it's hard for me as a Lakers fan to watch how the Lakers been playing this year, to get to this point, to be cooking, and then to go up against OKC. Your 2 best offensive players go down, and all of a sudden you got a matchup against a team that you kind of owned in the regular season. It's the ideal matchup because you didn't want Denver. You didn't want the T-Wolves. So it's like an ideal matchup for you. But you don't have either one of those guys, and now you just hoping and praying that LeBron can turn to 2018. And even then, you still need Rui and Marcus. My biggest thing, bro, is like they gotta play physical. They gotta be scrappy. They gotta muck it up. And most importantly, before I give it to you, they gotta rebound the ball. They got to rebound the ball, which is why, again, if there was ever a time, the unpredictability of JJ Redick in this series, you could throw some looks out there. You could throw Aiden and Hayes out there at the same damn time. Excuse my French. You could throw both of them out there and try to get some rebounds, try to get some blocks, try to get you guys out in transition. Because if you rely on half-court offense, you're gonna be in trouble. They're going to throw that Thompson twin on Bron. And it's going to get ugly. So, like, mix up the matchups, and you just need guys to go out there and play. They just got to play hard, and they got to play scrappy. And if they can do that, I know what they said about neither one of them guys coming back. You can't convince me if this series go to 6 or 7. You can't convince me if this series go to 6 or 7 that Luka not going to be itching to get out there. I don't know, Joe, man. I don't know, man. If it don't happen, obviously the Rockets, they got it. But the Rockets aren't like this like juggernaut team that's like impossible to beat. You know what I mean? They not. It's like a good opportunity. Yeah, man. They can be had. They can be had. Yeah, that's my take, man. That's my take, man.
All right. I know you're gonna have to say more after I go, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Go into your thing. AJ. So I hit up, since J-Mo was in the comments, I hit up J-Mo. I think it was 2 days ago. I said, I'm actually, the Lakers can make this a series without Luka and Austin Reeves. I was talking to him. I was like, out of any first-round matchup they could have gotten, this was the best one for them, for the situation. Now, am I going with the Lakers? That's tough. But AJ, I'm going to go with the Lakers, my boy.
Let's go.
I know I'm going out. Listen, I know I sound crazy. I'm going out on the limb on this one. I just don't trust the Rockets. I don't trust them. KD, you from PG County. You from where I'm from. I love you to death, man. But AJ's right. These last playoff series I've seen you play in, like, I haven't really seen you take over. Since you were in Brooklyn, your foot was on the line. Since then, I haven't really seen KD, like, take it to a different level in the playoffs and say, you know what, y'all, get on my back. I'm going to do it. And he shouldn't have to this series, but here's the problem with the Rockets to me. Number one, They are a physical team because of their head coach Udoka. Very physical. But also because their head coach Udoka, they're offensively challenged.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a good offensive coach. Is he bad? I'm not gonna say he's bad, but he doesn't squeeze the best out of that roster offensively, in my opinion. So, yes, they're going to be physical with the Lakers. That's going to be something you got to look at. But offensively, they're not this high power scoring team that like you losing Luka and Reeves. That oh man, now we got to go against this high. That's not the case. This could be a gritty matchup throughout the whole way. You want this to be a low scoring game. This could be a low scoring game type series, which favors the Lakers based on the situation they're in. Number two, they don't take care of the ball, like you said. They are 24th in turnovers. 24th. So, like you said, not having that solid, solidified point guard who's going to slow down the troops, get things in order, they do not have that. And you can argue they have that with Reed Shepard, but Reed, what kind of experience we got in the playoffs?
No.
You know, so that's that. And last but not least, the clutch. Now, don't get me wrong, the Lakers are 22-8 in the clutch. I know Luka got something to do with it.
Right.
But my point is, they've been in those situations, they got out to the other side. So, like with the dub. So they saw that.
Mm-hmm.
The Rockets are 23-22, AJ, in the clutch. Do you know they're last in turnovers in the clutch?
Mm-hmm.
They are horrible in the clutch. I told Jay, I can see these games, like you watching the whole game, you like, think the Rockets gonna win this. And you get to the end of the game and they fumble it. I can see them fumbling a couple of games in this series. And at this stage of his career, I trust LeBron James more than anybody in this series. I do. I trust LeBron James over KD, definitely over Sengun, over Twin, over all these dudes. So I know I'm going out on a limb. I know I sound crazy, though. And then what makes it scary, the whole world is saying the Rockets. People saying like the Rockets gonna win, they gonna sweep them, but they superstar ain't like a SGA, you know what I mean, or a Jokic. He ain't one of those guys when you like, oh man, it's just too lopsided. Ain't no way Jokic losing to the Lakers. Ain't no way the OKC Thunder losing. We talking about the Rockets, bro, who've been up and down the whole year. So I'm going with the Lakers in 7, man.
And like I said, I didn't think you was gonna say that. I thought I was gonna be the only one to say that on the show today. But it's like, I'm glad that I don't sound. I know we both sound crazy, but I'm glad another analyst is seeing what I'm seeing. When you look at, it's more about the Rockets than it is about the Lakers.
Yes,
it's more about them than it is. They are clearly without Luka and AR, they are clearly the better team. Clearly, but they don't play like it. They don't play like it. They're not coached like it. And one thing I want to bring up when it comes to clutch time, JJ had his deficiencies last year in the postseason. But one thing I give JJ, I would hope he learned from his lessons. I'm glad he got that experience out of the way. Now you're coming into a new series. And one thing I've loved about JJ all year long, 2 things. One, his plays out of timeouts are elite. And number 2, a big part of the reason why we have the numbers that we have in the clutch is because he draws up plays in them final 10 seconds. He get guys
wide open, fixing their sleeve.
Bro, wide open, yo. And so I'm going into this series like, I feel like I trust my coach more than I trust Udoka. I just do. I trust JJ in this series where, in a way, you kind of playing with house money now. All the pressure on the Rockets for real. Mm-hmm. All the pressure on KD, all the pressure on the Rockets, all the pressure on them young guys. And a guy like LeBron, I don't know if Laker fans been in tune, but LeBron look loose. Like, he don't look like, I've seen him going into the playoffs a few times over the last recent years where he's been banged up. Most notably, I think it was the year coming off of our championship, I want to say 2021, where we had to play the Suns, and the Suns wiped the floor with us. But I remember AD got hurt, and I remember going into the playoffs, LeBron was hurt. And I remember every time I saw Bron speak in interviews, every time I saw Bron in practice, he just looked tense. Like, he like, man, like, hopefully we can get through this round. We got to lean on AD. It's just a vibe. I'm going to have to lean on AD quite a bit. Hopefully I get a little bit of time to recover. And he came out kind of playing like that. And he did something similar in other playoff years too, where it's like you could tell he don't really have no confidence like that. But this year he talking. I can't wait for the playoffs. I get to sit back and watch the playing tournament, stretch, all that stuff. I'll be watching this podcast. He like, man, I get to sit back, stretch, watch other teams play. This playoff's gonna be cracking. This is after they lost Luka and they lost AR. This playoff's gonna be cracking. He like, man, we don't got the 2 top dogs. I'm like, dang, but back to the old days. Like, he feeling good. You can tell he feeling good. In practice, he's very lively. Like, I feel like him and JJ been talking, and they got a game plan that he's confident in. Like, he ain't flat out say we gonna win this series. Of course not. He ain't gonna say that. But you could, when you've been watching LeBron for as long as I've been watching LeBron, you could tell the difference between a confident LeBron and LeBron that's like, yeah, we ain't winning this. It is what it is. And he looked confident. And I don't know if and I think it's in part because of JJ, but I think it's also in part because this the healthiest he been in a long time. Because all year you had to play, you was number 3. You ain't have to exude that much energy all year. So you kind of been saving yourself for a playoff run where you still be number 3. But now you have the energy now to kind of help sustain yourself as number 1 option potentially, right, in a series like this. And so you're gonna need a lot from guys though. You're gonna need Luke Kennard to hit shots. You're gonna need Rui to make shots. Marcus Smart's gonna have to be that X factor, getting those steals, being scrappy, being physical. You know, he's gonna have to be that guy. I need to see Vando out there. I know him and JJ don't have a good rapport, but Vando's got to play. Hayes has to play. DeAndre Ayton, he's got to play, and he's got to play big. Like,
he's back in his role.
He's back in his role. So it's like you got some things oddly enough going in your favor. And like you said, Joe, everybody's picking the Rockets in this series, and the Rockets ain't no juggernaut. They are not a juggernaut. They're good, but they ain't like that to where it's like, oh my gosh, we playing the 2016 Golden State Warriors. We're playing the Nuggets and Jamal and Jokic is hitting everything. We're playing the Spurs back in the day. Like, nah, this is a team that is beatable, very beatable. And I'm telling you, the moment you get a game or two on these guys, they gonna look different out there. Now, if you come out flat in game 1 and they take game 1 from you, then it might be one of those things, Lakers, where it's like, all right. Once the Rockets are a team that if they get confident against you, like, okay, this is exactly what we thought it was gonna be. It's gonna be a cakewalk. Then it can be a cakewalk. It can be, especially if LeBron is not able to be 25 points a game, 30 points a game. Bron in this series, you're gonna need it. But if they come out there, mark my words, Joe. They come out there, they lose to LA in game 1. It's gonna get dicey. It's gonna get dicey, bro. I'm telling you. When the media get to talking to people like, hold on, the Lakers, they look good in game 1. I'm telling you.
I know. They're gonna
they not, the Rockets not built for that pressure. They have not shown me all year they built for that pressure. Make them games tight, drag these boys into deep water, make them believe that make the Rockets believe that, damn, maybe we can lose. And the moment that thought creeps in, you got him. So
I do want to say this: if the Rockets lose this series, KD, man, they're gonna destroy that man in the media.
Yeah,
they're gonna destroy that man. I heard somebody say they gave up a stat. They said KD is such and such against LeBron in the playoffs. I'm like, bro, we really gonna throw that record out there?
Yeah, come on now. Like, come on now. He ain't playing with Steph and them boys no more.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. We really going through that record out there. Like, come on, man. Like,
he ain't playing with them boys no more, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, playing with Steph Curry, all the attention goes to Steph Curry, and KD can play free. You know, so like, this is a different ball game. He's gonna have a lot of pressure to score in this series.
And JJ is going to make them others beat. Sengun. And Sengun's a great player. No disrespect to Sengun. Sengun gonna have to beat us. Thompson gonna have to beat us. Them other dudes, like KD is KD, don't get me wrong, he gonna have his games and he gonna have his moments for sure. It's Kevin Durant. But JJ gonna trap the mess out of KD. All series. You know it's coming. They gonna trap that man all series long. They
gonna
not
become
gonna
a
let
passer,
KD
yeah.
eat. They gonna have LeBron probably playing like that kind of center field position where he kind of like in the paint,
He gonna guard
in and out
Twin
of the
because Twin
paint.
can't shoot.
Yep. And so he gonna be able to kind of jump passing lanes, help rebound in the paint, block shots, things of that nature. And they gonna trap the mess out of KD, and they gonna rely on it. So y'all gonna have to hit perimeter shots, and Sengun gonna have to beat us. I think that's your defensive strategy. That's what you gonna have to rely on. They don't shoot the ball well from the outside. Like Joe is there for you. And I'm telling you, if we pull it off, Joe, I'm gonna lose my mind. Cause then Luka coming back.
I know he come back. And then thoughts about that.
Yeah. Then it's like, all right, we gotta play against OKC. We
Yeah,
know OKC is OKC. We know that. But at least it's the matchup we've been waiting. I've been looking for. Like, all right, let's see how we match up against them in the offs. We know OKC is OKC, but at least we get to see the ceiling of what I thought they could do, which is get out of that. At least get to one of those high level teams, whether it be the Spurs or OKC. Like, don't lose to the Rockets. You know what I mean? Hopefully they don't. But
man, Rockets gonna get dealt with by the OKC Thunder. I know that much.
Oh yeah, it's over with. Speaking of OKC, man. Speaking of OKC, that last matchup we've been kind of waiting to kind of get to because we don't know the outcome of the Warriors and the Suns who are playing currently right now. The Suns are up. I'm looking right now, 35-27. So, and it's the second quarter, 7 minutes and 16 seconds left in the game. So it's still a lot of time left. We saw what the Warriors did against the Clippers, coming back and making plays down the stretch of the fourth. Shout out to Al Horford and Porzingis, and then obviously Steph and Draymond playing big down the stretch of that basketball game. So, Joe, obviously, spoiler alert, we both going with Thunder to get out of the first round. Neither one of us go pick OKC to lose in the first round.
Nah.
But Warriors, Suns, maybe you could throw a quick prediction out there on who you think will win that game, and then when they match up against OKC, how many games OKC winning in?
Now, I had the Suns winning.
Okay.
I hope the Suns win. Now, as a fan, I would love to see the Warriors win, to see Steph Curry in the playoffs. But I want the Warriors to lose so they can blow this crap up, bro. I don't want them to think they got something. That's why I want the Warriors to lose. But OKC is going to win either way. And the reason why I want to see the Suns, I would love to see Dylan Brooks' antics on SGA for a series, bro. I just want to see him mess with SGA and how SGA, handle it. He going to get his buckets, but I'm talking about the mental part of it. Like, he going to laugh it off and he going to still drop 30. I want to see that. I want to see Dylan Brooks talk trash. I'm not sure you heard what he said about the Warriors. He said, he's all right. He said,
I did.
You got
I definitely did.
Draymond, that's it. He said,
right. That's all.
I was hoping
that's
they win.
Yep.
And by the way, he's the lead scorer right now, too. He's backing up his talk. Shout out to Dylan. I like Dylan Brooks.
I like his attitude.
And that's who Houston missed. I know they should have got rid of him.
Yep.
Throw it down.
That's what Houston and Memphis missed. Both teams.
Yes, Memphis. Ooh, we getting Ja next year. Right now. We're going to drive AJ to Boston. We're going to trade for Ja Morant. But
that'd be nasty.
Yeah. They're already talking about it.
That'd be nasty.
Yeah. But yeah, man, give me OKC, man. Steph Curry, you my dog. But nah, and the Suns, I think both teams could possibly get a game. I don't because Steph might go crazy. He just never. You can never count Steph out. I can't see Steph getting swept. But in the Suns can give you a tough matchup. Like the Suns can play you tough. And they had games where they look good, but none of these teams are not going to be OKC. So give me OKC winning easily.
Again, the score now is 29-40 Phoenix. I got the Warriors coming back and winning.
Okay.
I got them getting into the playoffs in similar fashion to how they beat the Clippers. I think it's their last little hurrah. I think it's Draymond, Steph's last hurrah to get into the playoffs. And I think they get a game. I think Steph gets a game against OKC. But I think after that, it's over with. I think you get that game.
Crazy.
I wouldn't be shocked, Joe, if they went out there, they beat the Suns, and then they rode the momentum and stole game one. Wouldn't be shocked. and then they got swept the rest of the way. I was like, all right, okay, see, like, okay, then let's lock in and get these boys up out of there. But I really want to see Steph against SGA. I really want to see it. I really want to see the official, passing of the torch.
Oh,
the official passing of the torch. And if it breaks down the way that I would hope it breaks down, not only do you get the torch from Steph, but you might end up getting it from LeBron too in the second round, right? Because that'll be their second round matchup. So I just think it'd be a nice like little transition for OKC to go on the run. But and that's if the Lakers get by and if Luka get back and get dangerous. So it can get dangerous, you know what I'm saying? But sticking to this series, I got the Warriors getting in, and I got OKC beating them in 5 games. The Suns, I see them sweeping the Suns, and it's no disrespect to the Suns. I just don't think the Suns have that type of that grit that the Warriors have. The Warriors are the type of team, again, it's hard to kind of demoralize them. And I like what I saw against the Clippers. I do. I can see them feeling like if Jimmy was healthy, we'd have something. I can see that. Because you got Draymond, you got Steph, you got Jimmy, and they can be like a three-man punch in themselves. And then you got floor spacers when you got, Al Horford and Porzingis when healthy. Porzingis is still like that when he healthy too. So you got pieces that can kind of make some noise. So I can see that. But yeah, in this series, OKC is just OKC, bro. OKC is not gonna be challenged. Realistically, they might not be truly challenged until the Western Conference Finals. They might not be truly challenged into the conference finals.
Especially Luka, especially Lakers don't win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one way.
Yeah. Now they get to that conference finals and they play San Antonio like we kind of hope and anticipate, or Denver, or
Minnesota,
You know what I mean? It could get interesting. You know what I mean? It could get very interesting. But no, I got OKC in 5 over the Warriors. OKC in 4 over Phoenix. If Phoenix closes the deal.
It's funny because you said that he's going to pass the torch from Steph to SGA, and he's going to grab a torch from LeBron, and then he holding 2 torches, and then Wemby can say, thank you.
right. Like, quite literally. Like, I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. Like,
he'll have a torch too. He'll have Jokic's torch. You know what I mean? So
facts.
if he get there.
Mm-hmm.
But
facts.
Hey, we actually got there and got through this in great time. I didn't expect this. I expected this like a 2-hour episode.
I did too. We kind of flew.
We did. We did. Shout out to the East. But
facts.
But my last words, man, I'm going to finish watching this playing game, the Warriors and Suns, because this could be Steph Curry's last game this year. Steph Curry is one of the most exciting players. He is the most exciting player to watch. Him and Wemby are the 2 most exciting players to watch in the league. But I'm looking forward to this playoffs, man. I feel like it's like you can go with OKC, but there are some true threats for OKC in the West. Like, I know you got Minnesota beating Denver, but Denver can beat OKC. And we all know the Spurs can beat OKC. And in the East, we don't know what's going to happen. We all saying Boston, but we don't know what's going to happen. So I'm looking forward to see who's going to come out. Can OKC get back to the old days when we had back-to-back champions? We haven't had one since the KD Warriors, so since Kawhi stole their three-peat. So if SGA gets another ring, AJ, Magic, Steph, SGA.
Ooh.
That's it. Ain't nobody else. Nobody else exists. We talking about back-to-back MVPs, back-to-back NBA champion, and back-to-back NBA Finals MVP.
That's a fair point.
Come on, man.
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point. I hadn't even thought about that.
Kobe didn't even do that, and that's my dog.
Sheesh, yeah, that's.
And we talking about the league for the MVPs. Yeah, like we got Luka, Jokic, Wemby, and he out there, all them boys. And we can't say he got the best team because them dudes been hurt all year.
Yeah.
So Shout out to my boy SGA, man. If he does it again, man, he third best
Legacy
point guard all
defining.
time.
Whew. Golly.
Already.
That's a mouthful, man. I ain't thought about that. I have not
Already.
thought that far, but
Already.
I might have to come back to you with that one because I
Zeke?
still got a lot
Get
of.
outta here.
I was about to throw his name in the hat. I still got a lot of respect for Isaiah Thomas.
I got respect for him too. But SGA passed that one. if he win a championship, he got the same amount of rings as him, more MVPs, and straight up just a better player than Isaiah Thomas to me. Like he is.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. We got to revisit that, Joe. We
could.
You
know, I just want to throw out there. You know, like he said, throw out there for a second.
That's
so
sticky.
y'all know who I got winning the whole thing. OKC back to back. I said that last year on Unfazed. They're gonna be the first thing to go back to back.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's my last words.
Yeah,
shout out to our Artswell Network. Shout out to our Artswell family. Sorry. Shout out to everybody on Timeout for Timeout, and shout out to everybody in the comment section. We appreciate y'all.
My last words. You know, before this playoffs start. Oh man, bro. I got my eyes on 3 teams right now in the league. Actually 4, but really 3. I'm saying 4 because I gotta throw the Knicks in there because I don't want to give up on the Knicks. But outside of the Knicks, if I'm being honest, if I had to put my money on some teams, I'm looking at OKC. I'm looking at Boston. I'm looking at them damn Spurs, man. And I think before the playoffs start, right here on Unfazed, JJ Joe Jordan, for the R2L fans, for the timeout or full timeout, the AJ Spurs fans, everybody watching. I think I'm gonna tell y'all that the Spurs gonna win the championship this year.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna say it. Bro. I think I'm just gonna step out on that limb and say it. I just think that Wemby is Wemby. And I think he's going to be, as long as he is healthy, all bets are off if he's not healthy. But if he's healthy, he's playing. I think it's going to be dangerous. I don't know what you could do with him. I don't know what you can do with him if he is healthy, making sure that you can't get anything in the paint and then dominating offensively because he's going to get more minutes. And then you got Castle. I have a lot of respect for De'Aaron Fox. I got a lot of respect for the rest of the players on the, like, I think the Spurs are going to win the championship this year.
What do you think his deadline going to be?
As far as
like throughout the playoffs, like you think he's going to average like 35 plus?
I think
lately he's been doing that.
I think on average he's going to give you, if they give him the minutes, if they give him the minutes, I think on average he's going to give you, I say 30 and 12. 30, 12, and 4, as in 4 blocks. I think that's what he's going to give you on average. Now, that's just the average. He's going to have them 40-point games and 5 blocks, 40 and 20. Like, he's going to have them moments. But I just think it's playoffs. So he's not going to be able to do that every night. So he going to have that, like, okay, he had 20, 23, and 8 tonight. Or he going to have some off nights. It's the playoffs. Team's going to be game planning for him. They got a whole series to do it. But for the most part, I think Wemby going to dominate. And it's just hard for me to see. It's hard for me to see anybody knocking him off. I'd have more faith in the Thunder if the Thunder's dominant defenders were in the paint. But their dominant defenders are guards. Like SGA, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, they ain't doing nothing with Wemby down there. Like, Jalen Williams can't do nothing with Wemby down there, right? And then when I look at a team like the Celtics, so I'm also this close to picking to win the championship this year, right? Because I think they are what they are. I feel the same way about them. Your best defenders are on the wing. They're built to beat teams that are wing dominant. Nobody's built to beat a team that's dominated from the inside out. Nobody. Like, nobody. The other best big in the league right now is Jokic. Jokic can't defensively do nothing with Wemby.
Rudy Gobert.
I mean, give me a break. So I just, my last words are: I got the Spurs winning it. I got the Spurs winning the championship. Lakers, get out of this first round and show me something. Luka, get healthy. AR, get healthy. Bron, I know I said I wanted you gone at the start of the season. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. You know what I'm saying? King James, I need you to be the king. I don't need you to be the king. I need you to be the king in this first round against KD, them boys, and do your thing. Carry us, over this hump in the first round, and allow them other guys to come back and do their thing. And y'all make sure y'all tune in. NFL draft is coming up soon. I got an AJ's Birds episode. I'm doing it live next week, closer to the draft. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. I'm looking to go live. If I'm not mistaken, let me double check the calendar. I'm looking to go. The draft is that Thursday, the 23rd. If I'm not mistaken, I'm off Wednesday. I'm going live Wednesday. Going live Wednesday, probably around 1 or 2 o'clock, to discuss the positions of need and discuss what we should be getting. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But Joe, NFL draft around the corner. Playoffs is here.
Hey,
man, I'm kicking back, Joe. I'm feeling unfazed, man.
Unfazed. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.